think that's the switch there. That is the switch there. How we doing? All right. And you're going to find that having the remote control is super advantageous for these operations. Now this turn into the roundhouse is only a 20. Come on, Cat, get out of the way. Okay, good. Good call. Now they've replaced the DH4s that we took with DE2s. And you can tell these manual loading spots, like for the coal there, you saw the yellow and black stripes, the warning pad. We have the same things here. So you kind of want to put yourself in a position about here to watch and not get run over or not fall down into the service pit. Get it in here at about 3 kilometers an hour. And where you see this here, I'll show you in a moment. When you see this is your fueling port, all right, when it's anywhere on this yellow and black area, you can reach with the, so we'll turn this off, set the brake. Not that it won't set automatically when you do this. All right, so here we are at the servicing bay. Here at Harbor and Town, you can recharge an electric locomotive, which is the electric mini micro shunter. You can, that's done here. And you just pull these down. Here allows you to switch between, it says you've got, it's currently on one of 3 locomotives, L008, which is the DE2. And then if you turn this knob, it'll go to 99 and 69. So you can hear it click through. And it changes depending on how much you need. And these, if the light is on, then you're at 100%. All right, if the light is not on, then those are things that you need to refill. All right, so there's no electrical powertrain on these, on the DH, but there is on the DE2. So here's the DE2. So the DE2 used a little bit of oil, and well, it needs a little bit of fuel as well. Sand is full up, so that's got a dot. All right, so to come over here, get the fuel nozzle to light up, and then hold the left mouse button if you're using the mouse, and then kind of get it to go there, and it automatically sets in. It says press F to enter, but you don't need to. All right, and then you just go down the line. All right, we're set for the DE2. So we go down the line, you pull, nothing, pull, pull, okay, full up, pull on the body, nothing, little extra oil, no need for sand, and a little fuel, all right? And you come back to the cash register, all right, and it says it costs $825 to do what we did. All right, so we can take our wallet out, put it next to the, like we would at a shop, put it away, and then hit that. If you don't do this and pull away, none of what you just did will take. You can't just steal the stuff. You have to pay for it. Otherwise, if you pull out and you don't, it just takes it all away. All right, so let's turn the knob to the second unit, which is 99. That's one of our DH4s. All right, there's no work for that. There's a little bit of work here on the motor. A little bit of work, wear and tear on the wheels. No wear and tear on the body. We need some oil. Let's see. We needed a little bit of sand, and we needed a little bit of fuel. So it cost us $1,984 for that one. So let's pay for that. Let's put this aside. Get our receipt. We'll put that aside. And we'll go to our last local DH4. That's our lead. All right, powertrain. All right, it's not at 100%. That's the motor. So we'll just get it to 100%. That's not at 100% on the wheels. We got a little wear and tear there. I have to get those fixed. Body is good. Oil. Yep, we needed some oil. We just basically, I use the mouse wheel to pull it back and then keep spinning just to hold it back. Sand, we needed a little bit there. We must have accidentally hit that button. And we need a little bit of fuel. Okay, and full is 3,000 gallons, and we added 677 gallons. All right. And that cost us $6,000. All right, so let's pay for that. All right, so 6,600. What was this one? About 2,000. So that's 8,000. 8,000. Let's say 9,000. All right, it costs us $9,000 or in-game currency to refuel our units. Now, before we got to DH4, our copay was it like 18,000 or a little bit more, or was it more than that? Was it like 28,000? Okay, so we definitely are paying a lot less than the 28,000 to get these fixed up. So it is, in the long run, more economical to have this. But at the start of the game, it's not, when you're only paying like 8,000. When your copay is only 8,000 and it cost us 9,000, the copay is still cheaper. But once you get to the DH4s, now your costs, because of the licenses mostly, your costs are so high that manual licensing or manual service is the better way to go. All right. And when you manual service, all your brakes go on and it turns off your locomotives. So you have to kind of go through and, okay, that one didn't turn off. That one's still not engaged. And that one's not engaged. Okay, well, that was good. When you do manual service, just like when you did the copay, it turns your locomotives off. So, all right. So we are full up on everything and ready to rock and roll. Excuse me. So let's roll on out. All right. Here is where I'm going to park these. Oh, good. So this is working at least. All right. Perfect. All right. So I heard gadgets. So we will gadgets. All right. So we need not those. We need a speedometer, digital speedometer. We need a brake indicator. Where is that? Is that there? Yes. We need a clock. Are they in here? Clock. Analog controller. Is this the clock? Digital clock. And we need two of these. And the little flat ones. One of those. All right. We'll start with that. All right. Toolbox. We gotta run all the way here to get the toolbox. At least we have a little bit of light over here. And hop on in. Put that down. Balance it precariously. All right, so we need, what's in our hand? What is in our hand? Okay, so we can put that up there. Boop. So we have the digital speedometer. Put that there. We have the digital clock. Put that there. And the digital brake. That there. All right, so what leaves us? This, and this. All right, and we can take out that. We have plenty of spools of solder. And let's place this first. It's very touchy. I'd like it to be straight, and it doesn't, you see, it doesn't really want to be straight. So I'm going to put it there. All right, where's the next one? That one, we kind of put off to the side. There. And then this one, we mounted up here. All right. Before we do that, let's double check. That looks right. This always have to turn it all kinds of different ways to get it to the right orientation, which is just like that, and that will fit. All right, so put that down. And that needs to go, I think, right like that. So we'll set that down. Get the drill and secure them to the bulkhead. So if we get this taken care of, then what we do next week is do some shunting here around goods factory. And then find another ride out of town. All right, doot, doot, doot. That looks right. All right. Put this back. And 2 reels of solder, because I think this one's already full. It is. All right. Now, pop that there. Pop that there. And equip ourselves with that. And we'll get that one first, speedometer. Nice. Click, reload. The brake indicator. Click, reload, and finally the clock. And done. We can put this away, and we'll move and that leaves us 3 slots for. And there we go. So we got our brake indicator, our speedometer, digital speedometer, and our clock. And it is morning here in Derail Valley. So now we have just the basics for gadgets here in the rear-facing DH4. This is our main forward-facing unit, and any additional gadgets and things will install in here. Later on, we may put a switch detector on the other side, so we know that that's all set up right, but not right now. All right, so there we go. Made it to goods factory. did some of the things that we meant to do at Goods Factory. We have a job that we'd like to take. The one we pulled in is good for 14K, which will help offset the repair costs that we had to incur. And we'll do some more shunting around here to see if we can't offset the costs of the gadgets. And then we'll roll out of here with a clean slate. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for this to put this down. All right. So we're back at Goods Factory. Again. And I guess we're gonna call this a little short. We've been long the last couple, so if anybody's got any questions, go ahead and shoot them at me. I'm gonna run over to where our main locomotive, well, where the DE2 is. That's better. Take another picture. I think I'm starting to see some raindrops. Well, folks, that's going to be it for tonight's stream. So I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. Commander Kitsune live, Ember, shout out to Yumi, and I just want to thank you guys for joining. If you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube after the fact, thank you for coming by and taking a look. I do post these or upload these in smaller sections to YouTube, and they hit YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But on that, everybody be good, stay healthy, and look out for one another. This is SwiftFox. I'll be signing off. Good night, all.